Hi, I'm Harold Bushman, the host of the Industrial Revolution Overview, a podcast where we discuss the striking truth of this industrial revolution. It is year 1813, and we are joined today by a factory owner, coal miner, working class woman, child labor, and factory worker. Overall, these people all speak for different parts of our society today here in England, and all have different emotions of what is happening in our country today. First person, please come in.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Brian Herbert. We'll start with you. You are a coal miner and have been working for the past few years, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell me how the Industrial Revolution impacted and possibly benefited your life as a coal miner.
Yes. This occupation has definitely impacted my life throughout these few years, but not in a good way. These few years has been challenging to me since it was really hard to work in these mines. For instance, the mines that I work in are extremely hot, dark, and damp, and I have to cut coal by hand and drag it all the way up to the surface. As a result of the countless working hours, it would be easy to get diseases from breathing air full of coal dust, especially for children that also work in these mines. Also, when a steam engine was created, it was required more coal to heat the water into steam. Therefore, more miners would have to dig deeper into the ground, which made it harder for workers.
Wow, that is really sad to hear. Anyways, let's bring on our next guest, Emily Benson, the working class woman.
Hello, sir. Thank you for having me in this podcast today.
My pleasure, Emily Benson. Please tell us how the Industrial Revolution worsened your life as a working class woman.
As a working class woman, I believe that the Industrial Revolution worsened my life because of the negative impact it left on my family. Before the industrial era, I would work happily on farms with my family. Yet now I must work in factories, industries, and mills. Not only this, but I was paid less than men and barely got time to spend with my family, because I would have to work all day. Lastly, while working, health issues were a major priority due to the dusty air and problematic issues with the machines.
Wow, this is really sad to hear. Thank you for your time. Please send in our next guest.
Have a great day, Mr. Harold.
Thank you. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, I'm James Levi.
And I'm Henry Rogers.
Now, tell me how the Industrial Revolution impacts your life as a factory worker and owner.
Industrial Revolution had really impacted my life in a negative way. I currently work as a factory worker. I work 6 days a week and I work 12 to 14 hours a day with a short break for a meal. While working, it would be so hot, making it feel uncomfortable due to how dirty the factory are. It was also extremely dangerous to work in this factory because worker risks losing limbs from ungrateful machine and getting interacting due to the polluted air. Manager would also threaten to fire worker if we didn't pay close attention to the work. Overall, I think it has worsened my life.
Mr. James, how do you feel about this?
Yes, it may seem that my factory is not quite a good visual representation, but my factory is allowing people to earn money to provide for their families. Not only that, but has allowed better security for workers.
Okay, how did the Industrial Revolution impact your life?
In my case, this has impacted my life in a very extremely positively because I made a lot of money from all these workers and machines. This become the...
You messed up. We're restarting the whole thing.
Well, you don't think you earning money to enslave people in your factory?
Buddy, I enslave you.
Okay, 3,
Yes, you did.
2, 1, go.
Yes, it may seem that my factory is not quite a good visual representation. My factory is allowing people to earn money to provide food for their families. Not only that, but has allowed better security for workers.
Okay, how did the Industrial Revolution impact your life?
In my case, this has impacted my life extremely positively because I make a lot of money from all these workers and machines. This was because the machines greatly increased production, which allowed products to be cheaper to make and buy. Therefore, my business has been skyrocketing, so I make a lot of money from it. Overall, I think it has been benefiting my life and made a big difference.
You heard it there, folks. The dark truth behind the factory owner and worker. Thank you. All right, lastly, we will be talking to a child laborer.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Bushlet. Thank you for having me today on this podcast. Hello. Welcome to our podcast. Timmy Hiddleston. So tell me about your daily life working in child labor factories, coal mines, and brickyards at the age of 6. This has truly made. I shifted from working in farms to factories, coal mines, and brickyards at the age of 6. This has truly made my life so much worse. Now that I am 9, I am still working in these industries. The first few weeks when I started working, I got sick. What was it like in the factories and how because of my body, which is much weaker than adults? My parents couldn't watch over me when I started working, and they could barely feed me. I worked the same amount of hours as adults, yet I got paid less. And yes, this is truly a bad experience. That is a tragic and sad to hear that the Industrial Revolution has a negative impact. Anyways, thank you for everyone explaining how the Industrial Revolution impacted your life. Tune in next time for our next podcast.